Fungi has a wide range of impact on our everyday lives. Like for example, you take a unicellular fungus yeast. Yeast is used in bread making, it is used in wine making or alcohol making, production of alcohol, bread making. In all these cases, yeast is added to the dough that is prepared, and as a result, it produces. See, in case of bread, how it is useful when the dough that is prepared, whether it is made up of some substance, whether wheat dough or any dough. This will, in the presence of yeast, this will be converted into alcohol and carbon dioxide. When carbon dioxide is produced, there are so many spaces produced that leads to puffiness in the bread. Bread becomes very smooth to touch. Okay. Wine and alcohol, they are the end products of yeast fermentation. In this, you can take mushroom. Mushroom is also edible. Some of the mushrooms are even poisonous. Some of the mushrooms are edible. And we have various types of infecting fungus, like you take the example of albugo. It is a parasite and it causes infection in mustard seeds. There are certain parasitic fungus like that infect the humans also. For example, ringworm, and you take dandruff. This is also a fungal infection that is caused in human beings. Not only this, it also helps to make soil fertile also. How soil is made fertile? Soil fertility increases because of fungus like mycorrhiza. What these fungus do is they have root-like structures. These root-like, so if it is growing like this, it has root-like structures that penetrate deep into the soil. When it penetrates deep into the soil, it can collect nutrients like phosphorus, potassium from deep layers, and it is helpful in supplying it to the plant. So this fungus also helps in making the soil fertile. Like this, there are wide range of uses or effects of this fungus in our everyday life. What does this fungus require for survival? Fungus requires moisture and any substratum. Fungus, what are the requirements of fungus to survive? Fungus requires one, moisture, and second one is a substratum on which this can grow. Substratum provides with, this substratum should be in such a way that it provides with organic material. That is why it grows on fruits, vegetables, leftover rice, dead organisms. All those have organic matter in them. It also helps to anchorage. Anchorage means to hold something firmly and grow. That is also provided by the substratum on which it grows, whether it is any leftover rice or any peels of vegetables that are having moisture, it grows. What is the structure of this fungus? In this fungus, there are yeast, which is unicellular, which has a simple round structure. Outside, there is a cell wall. Usually, they prefer to live in colonies, so they are attached to each other. When the new fungus is produced, it does not separate itself from the parent and continues its life as groups. So, it is a colonial creature. You take the example of mushroom. Mushroom has a fruiting body on the top and a stem-like structure on the bottom. So this is the structure of a mushroom. You take the example of other fungus like molds. You take any mold. Rhizophus is a bread mold, fruit molds, mucor, all these are molds. They have a sporangium on the top which produces spores, and hyphae on the bottom. This hyphae, when they form so many branches, they form mesh-like structure. This mesh-like structure is called as mycelium. It is called as mycelium. So there are these different forms of structure in fungus. Reproduction in fungus is a very wide range of differences are there in reproduction. For example, if you take the unicellular form yeast, unicellular form yeast reproduces by formation of buds. This is called as budding. Yeast will produce a small bud that will grow in size, nucleus is formed, and next it produces bud. They are not separated from parent because they like to live in colonies. And fragmentation. Uh, sorry. Fragmentation is seen in organisms like you take rhizophus or you take the example of mushroom. A small fragment will separate from the parent. You take some filaments will separate from the parent. And those fragments that are separated from the parent, if it fall on any other surface, they can grow into complete individual. So this is one type of reproduction. Reproduction occurs in yeast by conjugation also. What happens in conjugation? Two cells which are not from same parents, okay, not from same colony, will come close together. There is exchange of genetic material between them, and after that they get separated. This is called as conjugation. This is a sexual mode of reproduction. Sexual because there is exchange of genetic material. You take there are these all are fragmentation, budding, even binary fission is also seen. Binary fission, single yeast cell will divide into two. These three, budding, fragmentation, and binary fission, are called as vegetative reproduction because they are not occurring from spores. In fungus, the reproducing organs are spores. If reproduction occurs from non-reproducing organs, that is called as vegetative reproduction. If there is no exchange of genetic material, but the reproduction is occurring from reproductive organs, then it is called as asexual reproduction. For example, spores are produced, no exchange of genetic material, but spores are produced. Example for this type of asexual spores are zoospores. These zoospores are having flagella. They are found in water bodies, aquatic, and they can float from one place to another place. Are aplanospores. Aplanospores are those spores which cannot move from one place to another, that is non-motile. These zoospores are motile and aplanospores are non-motile. They can produce from a sporangium, and if they are produced from sporangium, they are called as sporangiospores. If they are produced from conidia, if they are produced from conidia, they are called as conidiospores. Conidiospores. What is the difference between conidia and sporangium? You take, for example, the rhizophus, bread mold that I said you, it produces sporangium on the top and it produces, the spores are produced inside this. When this bursts open, all the spores come outside. Each spore has a capacity to produce new fungus. In case of certain other organisms like Penicillium, Aspergillus, there will be a growth of conidia like this. At the end, there is growth of conidia like this. These each one is called as conidia. Each conidia has spores inside that. Those spores are called as conidiospores. Okay. Actually, they are not produced like this. Inside there are some other structures. Inside that spores are produced. Okay. These spores that are produced inside the conidia are called as conidiospores. Sexually produced spores. This is about asexual reproduction. Fragmentation, three types. Budding, fragmentation, vegetative reproduction is three types: budding, fragmentation, and binary fission. Asexual reproduction through spores occurs either by zoospores or aplanospores. Aplanospores can be sporangiospores or conidiospores. Sexual reproduction, one method is conjugation. Other methods. Other methods of sexual reproduction. See, fungus are four types. First, let us understand this. Fungi is four types. First one is Phycomycetes. Phycomycetes. Second one is Ascomycetes. Third one is Basidiomycetes. Fourth one is Deuteromycetes. Deuteromycetes. Among this, Phycomycetes produces sexual spores called as oospores. Those spores which are produced by Ascomycetes are called as ascospores. Those spores which are produced by Basidiomycetes are called as basidiospores. Basidiospores. There is some structural difference in the formation of the spores. They are not simply different. There are structural differences. How they are formed is also different. That is why they are having separate names. All these are sexual spores only. They are helpful in exchange of genetic material, so they are called as sexual spores. Then why Deuteromycetes don't have anything? There is no sexual reproduction. No sexual reproduction. When we discuss about this, group will understand about it. Let us start a discussion about the structural features and other features of this various fungus. Before we start going to types of fungus, I'll say you about the nutrition of this fungus also. Fungus can reproduce by, can take food by saprophytic nutrition. Saprophytic nutrition is the release the enzymes out of the body. We have already discussed about it. Enzymes are released out of the body. Digestion is occurring outside the body. Then the absorption of nutrients takes place. Or it can occur by parasitic nutrition. It causes diseases in other organism and absorbs the nutrition from other organism. Or it can occur by symbiosis. That is, it can get associated with any other organism, like take for example lichens. In lichens, algae and fungus are living together, and fungus is producing this algae with soil minerals, and algae will produce fungus with food that is produced, nutrition that is produced. So this type of nutrition also takes place, which is called as symbiosis. So now let us go into types of fungus. First one, Phycomycetes. Phycomycetes, Phycomycetes are aquatic. Aquatic. So only in these organisms there is chance for production of zoospores. Asexual zoospores can be possible only in this Phycomycetes. Apart from that, there are aplanospores also present, which are produced in sporangia. So they are called as sporangiospores. Sexual reproduction occurs by formation of oospores. These oospores can have structural similarity. Structural similarity. That means male and female gamete are looking alike. Male and female gametes are looking like similar. Since they are similar, they are called as isogamous. Isogamous. The main purpose of sexual reproduction is exchange of genetic material. When two female and male gametes are similar, there is no purpose of sexual reproduction. It's almost like a asexual reproduction. Second type, male and female are structurally different. Male and female are structurally different. This type of gametes are called as anisogamous. Anisogamous. So this is an advantage. This is a sexual reproduction which has advantage of exchange of genetic material. What else? These organisms are aseptate. Aseptate means Between the cells of fungus, there is a cell wall usually. The cell wall is made up of chitin as well as polysaccharides. When the cell wall is absent between two cells, it looks like it is having two nucleus. Okay. Since this mycelium of this Phycomycetes, mycelium is having no septa, septate. They are having multiple nuclei, multinucleate condition, multiple nuclei are present, and as a result they are having so these type of mycelium are called as cenocytic mycelium or cenocytic fungus. Okay, so the fungus which do not have septae between the cells look multinucleate and they are called as cenocytic fungus. Only Phycomycetes has this cenocytic fungus, right? What else about Phycomycetes? They live either in they are aquatic and they live either in plants like parasites also. They are also found on dead and decaying matter also. So those which are aquatic only have zoospores, right? Examples. Examples of Phycomycetes include Mucor, Albugo, Rhizophus, etc. Mucor, which is also called as black fungus, or Rhizophus, which is also called as fungus of bread mold, or Albugo, which is causing infection on mustard plants. Mustard plants will develop this infection of Albugo fungus. Okay, these are the examples. So next, second type of fungus is Ascomycetes. Ascomycetes Ascomycetes. These organisms, example Penicillium notatum, or Aspergillus, Neurospora, Claviceps. These organisms have body like this. They have some growth of mycelium. After that, there are development of conidia over this. So the reproduction is by conidiospores only. Asexual reproduction occurs by conidiospores. Asexual reproduction occurs by conidiospores. And sexual reproduction occurs by the spores that are present in conidia only. This conidia will develop into ascocarps. Okay, the fruiting body is called as ascocarps. Over inside this there is asco, simply asci. They are called as asci or singular ascus. Inside this spores are present. Okay, so the fruiting body that is ready for sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction will have ascocarps. So last one will be ascocarp. Inside that asci will develop. Inside that ascospores will develop. Okay. These ascospores will fuse together. When they fuse together, how it occurs? First plasmogamy occurs. Plasmogamy occurs. That means fusion of cytoplasm. After that, karyogamy occurs, that is fusion of nucleus. After that, zygote is formed. This zygote will form spores. From these spores, new fungus is produced. So finally, fungus is produced from spores only, whether it is sexual reproduction or asexual reproduction. Only difference is two different ascospores will fuse, cytoplasm will fuse, nucleus will fuse. There is exchange of genetic material. So for ascospores that come out from here and from here, they will fuse together. One ascospore, this all will burst open, ascospores will come outside. This all will burst open, ascospores will come outside. Fusion occurs between these two. First, the cytoplasm will fuse. After that, nucleus will fuse. Zygote is formed. From that, again, spores are produced. So, there, the zygote that is formed, again, it produces spores. These spores will produce the new fungus. Okay. These ascomycetes are branched. They have branches. They have septae. Okay. So they are not sinusoidal. There are no multicellular, multinucleate. All are single nucleus. Septae is present between the cells, and they are having branches also. Right. This neospora is useful for research. It is a very important fungus because it is useful for biomedical research, or it can be useful for genetics research also. So it is that which is used in the labs. Right? So antibiotics like penicillin are produced from penicillin. So that is also one of the important use of this ascomycetes. So this is sac fungi. Phycomycetes is not the sac fungi. Ascomycetes is sac fungi. Why? Asci is a sac-like structure. Sac-like structure. So that is why these are called as sac fungi. So this correction should be noted, children. Ascomycetes are called as sac fungi. Next thing, Basidiomycetes. Basidiomycetes. Basidiomycetes are also branched septae is present. Branched septae is present. Single nucleus is present. What happens is, in case of this mycelium, which are vegetative mycelium, will come together. There, here spores are not formed first, but fusion of two mycelium occurs, and as a result, one basidium is produced inside this fungus. This example for basidiomycetes is usually mushroom or bracket fungus. Bracket fungus. This mushroom or bracket fungus develops a basidiocarp. Basidiocarp, that top part of mushroom. This part has all, you can see on the lower side, there are so many gill-like structures like this. These are nothing but basidium. This basidium is present inside the basidiocarp, which is formed by fusion of two different mycelium. Okay, two different mycelium will come close together, they fuse together, there is exchange of genetic material, basidium will produce, this basidium will produce zygote. From this zygote, it is actually like a filament, it will turn into a single cell. From that spores are produced. These spores are called as basidiospores. Basidiospores. In case of ascomycetes, what happens? Conidia are modified into ascocarp. Ascocarp will have asci. Inside that there are this ascospores which come outside. After that fusion will take place. So what happened first in case of ascospores? Ascospores formed first. After that zygote formed. But in case of basidiospores, filament are fusing together, basidium is formed inside a basidiocarp, which will further modify to form zygote. After zygote is formed, spores are formed. At that time, they are called as basidiospores. These basidiospores produce a new fungi directly. So this is the difference between ascomycetes and basidiomycetes. The type of reproduction, the type of sexual reproduction is different in both the cases. Okay, example mushroom bracket fungi. In case of asexual reproduction, there is no formation of zoospores, there is no formation of aplanospores, only fragmentation takes place. Fragmentation takes place in mushroom. Asexual reproduction, that is vegetative reproduction, occurs only by fragmentation, right? That's all about Basidiomycetes. It grows, you know where mushroom goes. It grows in damp soils, it grows on tree stumps also. It grows on the leftover, the remains of trees when they fall down, like a group of leaves are falling down. In that areas, you can find the growth of these mushrooms. Last one, Deuteromycetes. Deuteromycetes is called as imperfect fungus. Imperfect fungus. Deuteromycetes is imperfect fungus. Why is called as imperfect fungus? Because no sexual reproduction, only asexual reproduction. So, what scientists are thinking is they're all branched, they are having septate. So, what scientists are thinking is there may be some, metamorphosis in these organisms. Sexual forms are looking different, asexual forms are looking different. So, that is why when the sexual mode is identified in these organisms, they are shifted either to Ascomycetes or Basidiomycetes. Why? Branched and septate. If there is no branch, if there is no septa in middle, then only it is a Phycomycetes. But since branch and septa are present, if any sexual reproduction is identified, if it is producing conidiospores on that asci is developing, in that ascospores are forming, then it is shifted into Ascomycetes. If the filaments are fusing together and it undergoes, it forms basidium, in that way it is happening, it is shifted to Basidiomycetes. Presently, sexual reproduction is not identified. Some organism takes long time for forming sexual forms. Sometimes you can see that some of the plants are reproducing once in 25 years, like that. So unless the sexual form of this organism is not identified, it is left to be in Deuteromycetes. Once the sexual form is identified, it will be shifted. Okay. So scientists are not sure about this fungus to form into separate class, separate group. Example for this are Alternaria, Collectotrichum, Collectotrichum, Trichoderma are the examples of this. So since sexual forms are not identified there in this group, one sexual form will be identified, they'll be shifted into another group. So most of them are decomposers, they decompose the soil. Since they are decomposers, they are very good recycler. The recycling also is very good. They are also recyclers. They recycle the minerals, nutrients that are present inside the soil. Right? So that is it for today, children.